I've been getting asked a lot about what I pack on expeditions and what the bare essentials would be, the bare minimum, and then what I take with me. So I'm going to go down the line here. I've got my paddle, my spare, I've got my food, I've got minimal clothing, my survival gear, electronics, the bags I carried in, the bags I carry water in, and my flotation. I replaced the Yeti with a Kula, which is it's lighter and just as solid, and it also has got a nice pad for my butt. So I divide all my gear up into either food, water, survival gear, and then electronics. So there's like the bare essentials that I've got to have in one bag. I get my food and water, and then I've got other stuff and comfort items if I'm going out for longer. This is the comfort item bag: tent, sleeping bag, and I don't ever seem to get to take that. So this is what I would determine as the bare essentials for an expedition. Okay, I know I drink 3 liters of water every 20 miles. I'm gonna do 60 miles a day. That's 9 liters of water. Each one of those bags weighs approximately 6 pounds when it's full. So I'm carrying roughly 18 pounds of water a day. Water is the heaviest thing you carry. A PFD, I use the inflatable type, carried around my waist. My electronics, I carry no less than 2 GPSs. I carry 2 spots as backups. I'll carry a personal locator system and an EPIRB so I can make contact. And I also carry a VHF radio so I can talk to the Coast Guard or any boats nearby. The bags I carry are your general waterproof bags, but I also put a waterproof liner in there, and sometimes 2, because very few things are truly waterproof. Carry one of the boat transport straps so I can hook the board and portage when I need to. I carry a backup fin because this breaks and you're done. Carry a couple different flashlights and batteries, but I'm always, if you've ever been out at night without a flashlight, then you'll always have a spare the next time. So I carry about 3 or 4 spares and plenty of batteries. Also carry this little safety light. This is my Sawyer kit. This Sawyer kit sucks out venom and poison. This will save your life. You get bit by a rattlesnake. I carry an EpiPen. I'm allergic to almost everything poisonous in the ocean, like jellyfish or stingrays, so I've got to have this on me. Of course, bug juice and sunscreen are a must. Signal kits, I've got flares and orange scarf as needed. I've got stuff to make a fire and waterproof matches, a 550 cord, a space blanket, water purification kit, and then the only clothes that I carry are like a set of undergarments like silks, and then a set of like thin Gore-Tex top and bottom, and a rain jacket. I also always wear gloves because your hands are constantly exposed to the sun, and you don't want those sunspots on the back of your hands. In terms of repair kit, you've got to be able to fix small leaks, minor leaks, all the way up to big leaks. And so I carry an epoxy putty stick. Watch, this thing works really well. Just dry it out a little bit, and then you can form a fairly permanent repair. These clear stickies go on small leaks and they last a long time. And then epoxy packs and the fiberglass to do better repairs. And of course, we've got a sanding block right there for any fairly major repairs. When you do run out of water, I mean, you're on a paddleboard, so you're always going to be fairly close to land, and so finding a freshwater spot, I've got a small water filtration system that I can survive on. When it comes to food, I'm typically out there to perform, and so I need to eat about 6,000 calories a day. So that's this jar of peanut butter, which weighs about 2 pounds. Okay, so I'm carrying about 2 pounds of food per day.
I add a little bit of olive oil that makes it a little richer, and then the same thing with my sardines and tuna. You know, constantly putting a little water or a little olive oil in there to add to the fat calories. You know, that's opposed to carrying these really lightweight breakfast skillets, but then I got to carry a stove, and I got to carry the gas and all the water. It's important to have a good knife, and almost the saltwater rusts almost everything, even some of the stainless steel knives. But the best knife I found is a titanium knife blade. Stays very sharp. This one's been on a lot of expeditions and has stayed really sharp and doesn't rust. Spare paddle is a must. It's not hard to lose your paddle if you get hit by, knocked off your board. This collapsible paddle that I borrowed from my good friend Mike Simpson, who wants it back. This is the Werner Fuse. It works real well. But you can also carry a full-length spare paddle just along the outside of the board. For Operation Grizzly, with temperatures between averaging about 40 degrees in the air temperature and water temperatures down in the low 30s to 40s, dry suit's going to be a must. I'll be living in this. Like I said before, waterproof bags are you know, misleading, but I found that these lock sacks from www.locksack.com, they make these for weapons. They make them of all big bags, little bags, cell phone bags, and these guys work really well. A first aid kit is also super important, and I carry bandages for trauma, not just, you know, band-aids, which are in there, but anything from small cuts all the way up to major lacerations, you know, where I need stitches and I got to get back to, you know, still paddle 10 miles to shore. I always carry one of the old school army 5-quart bags, because this can be used for a couple different things. One, this will become part of the flotation device for my sleep system if I sleep on the water versus having to go up and make camp on land. Then I just bungee the air-filled bag to the end of my spare paddle. The paddle then goes under my tie downs on each side, and I just bungee it in there, and then you can see it provides an ama for stability while I'm sleeping. Looking at this next project, I think I'm going to call it Operation Grizzly. 2 reasons. One, it's in the far northwest, essentially up to Alaska, and secondly, it kind of has to do with what I was talking about the other day, and that's battling the addiction to, you know, all the sleep meds, painkillers, psychotropic drugs, seizure medication that you know, the doctors had me on. Sit down, lay down. It's really hot out here, and it's sort of like a grizzly bear that you're fighting. It's every day, and I'm gonna beat it, and I'm gonna find a way to beat it. So one of the biggest reasons for me having a cooler on the board was to just have a place to sit and relax, like while I was eating, instead of always having to sit on the board. Also, I carried food, and when it got really hot, you know, I did put some ice in here,